Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a conquest map for you on the Outskirts map. You're seeing an overview of that right now. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get videos before everyone else. And on top of that, if you want to advertise your regiment in our videos, you can do that there. And with that being said, let's get into the action. So, I don't know why the scoreboard, there it is. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. So, conquest indeed. So, we'll explain the game mode in a moment, but we could see there's some fighting here over the B point right now. So essentially how Conquest works is you have 3 control points on the map. You have the first control point, which is C, which Union has control of right now. And you can see a lot of the Union Army over there. You also have the B point, which the Confederates are currently taking. And then off in the distance, you have a couple Union guys going to this A point. Now, how it works is whichever team has control of a majority of the points will start dealing a ticket drain on the other team. And if they capture all 3 like the Union has, the Confederates have a few minutes to retake the points. You can see that via the gold timer. And they have to fully recap this B point in order to stop that from happening.
Mississippi. Let's go Mississippi. Let's go Mississippi. Move back this way.
And they have a guy who's doing it. So, whoever has control of the majority of the points here will start dealing a ticket drain to the opponent team. So if you're up by 1 flag, you'll deal X amount of ticket loss to your opponent every second. If your opponent has 2 flags up, it'll deal 2 times the amount as if there was 1 flag. And if you have all 3 up, you'll deal 3 times, and the opponent has 3 minutes to recap, as we're seeing right now. But that should stop once the Confederates fully cap. If one team has 2 flags up and the other team has 1, the team with 1 flag up will take 1 flag's worth of ticket loss. So you can see the point was retaken. However, Confederate team lost half a morale stage. And you have the Confederates kind of bum rushing it to this A point here. So quickly looking at our numbers here. You got a 260-man server. You got Senior Daz, Chris Moto, Cornwallis, and Spade for your Union officers. On the Confederate side, you got Chipmunk, Bobby Light, Croix, and Viceroy of Texas. So that is that. You have Union respawns here that did die in the middle trying to take that point. So it looks like Confederates have overrun the Union artillery, and they're going to make way towards that A point. At least that's where I assume they would be heading. And on the other side of the field, you have the Union team here charging out the Confederate artillery. I mean, you just have a lot of spread out Confederates here. And if you don't know how this game works necessarily, so each team has a certain ticket amount. You can see what stage the side is in based off the text on the top of your screen. Battle Ready is the first stage. But as you die, your team loses tickets, and you can see the total percentage that team is in their stage based off the colored bar underneath the CSA red, USA blue. So there are 5 overall team stages in this game. It goes Battle Ready, Engage, Taking Losses, Breaking, and then Last Stand in this game mode. There is Final Push, but that's only to the Skirmish game mode. Whereas this mode only has Last Stand, and when a team hits Last Stand, once a person dies, they can't respawn in the game. You got Kennedy and his few guys coming from A here, getting attacked by this larger Confederate force. They're going to be wiped out. So the big thing to important is how you die in this game matters, or rather where you are. Because depending on how you die, your team will lose a different amount of tickets. So if you're standing in formation like all these gents are here, standing up in a big line around their friendlies, when they die, their team loses 1 ticket. If you're crouching or kind of by yourself with only 2 or 3 other people in the vicinity, then your team will lose 3. And if you're all out by yourself, your team will lose 5 tickets. So it looks like Confederates are starting to move a company over towards the A point flag. And they do need that, because right now the Union's dealing 1 flag's worth of damage to the Confederates. And with Union capturing all 3 at the beginning, I mean, you could just see the ticket difference. Confederates going down to that next stage. You got Chris Moto here.
Somebody pre-game.
Nice job. Reload. It's okay. We're doing a real good job, boys.
Yeah, you guys should.
Yeah, we got access to the 400.
That's some lovely recruiting going on, something you see in the public experience. You got Matthias here. Rest in peace, Matthias.
Yeah, there's 2 more running around the
And I mean, that's the thing with this game is so when an artillery person spawns in the game, they can choose to spawn at the infantry location or their battery if their team has control of it. Confederates have neutralized the A point, so Union has C, Confederates have B. A is neutralized, but Confederates going to recap it. So the artillerymen, if the opponent doesn't capture this point, they could still spawn here. So if the Union pulls off the artillery a little bit, these CSA artillery guys will just spawn in the game nonstop, and that can be a ticket feed to the team. Speaking of which, Union has 9 guys on artillery, and Confederates have 9 guys, and Union has 10. I kind of flipped those around there. Got Cornwallis leading his guys in the open field. So the interesting thing that we're kind of seeing here is Union split off into 3-4 groups, as that makes sense with the companies. Confederates, on the other hand, they do have a group out there. They're split more into 2 groups, or 3. I guess this group is kind of slowly being whittled down by the Union force, but here we go. Got Kennedy Freak taking his guys to the left. Again, a smaller force, whereas you have Chris Moto here taking his guys towards the center B point. Now, if I were the Union, they have firm control of this C point. Confederates are not going to be taking that for a while. Trying to retake B is a pain in the rear end, right? Because you have to cross a large open field against an enemy who has cover. Confederates have captured A, so Union's losing 1 flag's worth of tickets. The thing is, though, you're charging across the big open field at an enemy who has a fair amount of cover right next to the point of contention. So I would just hit the A point. I don't know how far over the Union can go. It looks like they can, because my out of bounds as a spectator is about the same. Yep, there it is, as the in-game players. It's a little bigger, but not by much. Union could make their way down through here, having the cover of the snake fence. And I mean, regardless of what angle you're hitting at, there's plenty of cover around plenty of the area to hit, and it's a half-decent defense place. But if Union does retake this middle point, then they can hold it just as well as the Confederates. So it's going to be hard for them to take it, and that's my point. Confederates not really putting up an effort to reclaim their artillery.
Check mud. Have your rifle ready. Let's go.
Rifle.
Oh. That's a voice. The thing is, though, is Union is shooting this area from, it looks like, 4 different areas. And so a lot of those shots are going to be hitting. I mean, when you have 150 some people shooting non-stop at a tiny little area, that's how it's gonna be.
Look, left flank. What does he mean by left?
Looks like officers trying to communicate via the text chat. You hear Croy here talking about going to the left flank. It looks like maybe the CSA officer is asking for help. I mean, Union's putting a lot of pressure there, trying to shoot them down, and you got Confederates charging from the A point here on Kennedy's infantry group and the Union artillery that are here. It's going to be a great ticket feed for the Confederates, and we might see the Union here go down to a gauge. Again, they're still down 1 whole flag. The interesting part, though, is Union's going to have to move forward eventually. And, I mean, they themselves are taking a good few casualties, but it looks like they're taking it in formation.
Get ready, boys.
There's no one on A.
Get
There's
ready,
no one on A right
boys.
now.
Bayos,
In
Bayos,
terms of unit.
Bayos.
They're
Bayos,
getting
they have to reload.
Alrighty, remember, boys, we charge
They have to
skinny
reload,
low,
Bobo.
Chris, they're getting
There's another
reinforced.
Let's go.
And it looks like at least Chris Moto's group here is going. I don't know if we're going to see Cornwallis's, and maybe, I assume, Senior Daz, that's his guys over there, moving as well. I mean, here you go. Union hitting engage. You got a first couple guys going down. But does Union... I like that the Union kept their shots before getting in the melee here. You'll see a lot of officers. They'll volley and then charge. It's much better to charge in and then have your guys shoot while they're in the middle of the melee, because they're way more likely to hit a shot. It just puts you at the advantage. So it looks like Cornwallis's guys came in as well. And it looks like they're going to clean this up. You do have the Confederates making their way from A, and point is being decapped right now. Interesting to look at. So the numbers are even as they should be on a public server. Union has a couple more men because the unlisted, which players are just sitting in the main menu, and the spectating players are counted towards the total of the side. So he's been neutralized, so each side does have one flag pull up. You do have the Confederates, these few guys moving in. They can take them on. You do have Union respawns coming in the distance from their spawn.
They are wearing blue. What's up? Oh! What you trying to do, bro?
Oh, I like that guy. So, Union are able to hold this in the end, especially with their respawns getting in. They do capture the point successfully. So I guess that worked out in the end, them getting shot down entirely. That littled their numbers and then kind of charge in. You do have some remnants here of these Confederate groups. But, yeah, no. Confederates almost down to taking losses.
And while you're chasing me, you're not firing your cannon. So I'm saving my buddy's life just by being here.
Only arty guy in the entire U.S. Army. You know
I
that,
will
right?
run all
You
the
know
way
that,
back
right?
to Texas, boy.
Well,
Come
actually, I
on.
live in Texas, so I'll meet you there. Don't worry. Believe me, I don't like killing my own kind, okay? But it has to be done.
I'm surprised he's not turning around. I guess, does he? He doesn't have a bayonet. This Union guy's getting
Why are
closer.
you gaining on me? You've been running longer
Maybe
than
you
me.
shouldn't run diagonally. You should have just gone in a completely straight line.
Oh, there's one.
And plus, I put too many hours into this game. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a break right here. Oh my God. All right.
Five tickets for 5 tickets. It sounds even to me.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty good. Honestly, I'm just happy the Union's winning, man. Harper's Ferry maps are not good for us.
That's very true. So, in the meantime, Confederates have decapped the sea point, and the rest of their team getting those respawns in, pushing up the middle. So, you need to have at least three men in order to decap a point, because you can't be out of line. You got to be in skirmishing. And that's the thing with this game mode. I mean, you can send a group of a couple of guys, which you see a couple of Confederates over there, and they could just run over there and decap the point. Of course, they can't camp it because you need a flag. However, that's huge because both sides only have one flag right now. And, I mean, Confederates decapping the point, but here comes Union spawns here. Looks like they don't have an officer with them, but maybe he died while getting over here. And here they go. I mean, if Confederates cap this, they'll be up by 2 flags. Union artillery shot going through a man or two. Someone unequipping their bayonet in the middle of the melee. There's artillery knocking down a few people. Not killing a whole lot, but nonetheless knocking down a few people.
The flag that makes you free.
And
so they sing the chorus from Atlanta to the sea while we were marching through Georgia.
We're good.
some beautiful singing there as the Confederates prevail. You got more Union. This is Kennedy's guys. Kennedy's guys, their decision making has not. It's been okay. B's been decapped by the Confederates. I mean, Kennedy. My biggest complaint is they're just going in on their own. These are just tickets the Union can't lose. And you have a couple of Union guys starting to position themselves out here doing that. I mean, the Union could send, I don't know, 4 or 5 artillery guys over here and decap this point. You do have Moon here from the 30th Ohio. Kind of scouting this out. But nonetheless, that is what is happening here. You do have the Confederates attempting to take back their artillery. And this battle, as of now, is in favor of the Confederacy. And Confederates will cap B, so now they have both A and B. C is uncapped, so Union. Oh, C just got captured as I say that. Looks like Union fell back off the artillery. Maybe that's why we see them taking the position. And the tide of the battles, as of now, has turned back in the Confederates' favor. You have Union here, reforming up on these rocks. I mean, these Confederates standing out here in the open do not need to be doing that.
Keep up, boys. You're out there, independent fire.
Gentlemen, independent fire to the north.
So, if we zoom up here, it looks like there's not a whole lot of cover here. Which there isn't, right? But when we go down here, you can see these kind of little hill movements create great cover and defilades in different directions. And I mean, trying to think, this might not be a bad idea in terms of Confederate repositioning. Just going to the left here. There is shade. Shade is very overpowered in this game. It's a lot harder to see people under the shade. I mean, look at the shade, people in shade versus people in light. It's a lot harder. You could see them, right? But, I mean, it's still somewhat harder. You got Chris Moto here. He might be taking his guys to the A point, which wouldn't be a bad idea. I like Viceroy's idea in terms of repositioning here. Some of your men in the shade, also, they were getting shot up in all different... Oh, we have a Rambo. He's dead. But Confederates have retaken their artillery. You do have two Union groups here. Cornwallis is going back towards the middle point.
Take the flag a little further back. Give me a
You got Senior Daz back
right
here.
Ooh, that man's got hit.
Wow.
You got Bobby Light here. I mean, his guys are just sitting out here taking shots at the Union. I don't know if they're just trying to hold their artillery or if they want to take this position eventually, but now might be the time to do that with most of the Union team off in different directions. You see Unions, they sent out kind of a... gets kind of these guys.
Maintain the battle line, just left face, double quick southeast. Let's go.
Flip it.
Chris Moto sending a couple guys, I think, back this way. They're going to decap and recap the A point here. That's the interesting thing about Conquest and Contention. More Conquest, if anything, because you're fighting over 3 control points with a limited group of people with no, like, general voice chat, as in, like, a Steam chat. So that's why there might be so much confusion. Or, like, different groups going in different directions. And it is very interesting, at least, in Pubby's Conquest. And Senior Daz pulling his guys back right away. They're highly outnumbered. A has been decapped by the Union, so each side has 1 flag.
Get back up here.
Got firing a gun there. I don't know how many that killed. But it looks like Senior Daz is just abandoning the C point here. Not going to put up much of a fight with the overwhelming Confederate force. You do have Chris Moto's group kind of moving really far out. I don't know if they're going for the artillery. Going to cut back behind B.
There we go.
Team stab there. You love that. So, Union capturing the A point off in the distance. However, they're about to lose that C point. I mean, Union has to push into B now. Because what's going to happen, we'll see how well Cornwallis and Senior Daz do as Cornwallis does start to reinforce this position. Makes the fight a little more even. But if Union loses this battle up here and the Confederates can push through, it's going to be a hard time for them to retake C. Definitely C. And maybe B as well.
Good shit, Lance. We appreciate you. You and your men's sacrifice here today will not have been in vain.
Good deal, good deal.
So, while Senior Daz has his guys sitting back, Cornwallis is getting real close in the action here.
Hey, wait, why'd you walk up right now?
Spread out, man.
And the only thing, though, is there's not really a whole lot of Confederates behind them. You do have a flipped gun here. The man on the case.
Do you eat acorns?
No.
should eat acorns.
What the heck? Chris Mo's guys are starting to charge into the B point here. Yeah, Chris Mo's guys. There's a good chunk over there. Maybe Kennedy's guys, but the interesting thing with public matches is in the current live beta thing, which I missed the event on Sunday night. Was busy and couldn't do it, unfortunately. However, they're changing voice chat to where if you die, you won't be able to talk in game 2 seconds after the fact. So once you die, wait 2 seconds, no one in game can hear you anymore. So it is a interesting mechanic that'll definitely change pubs. It'll make it a lot quieter, that's for sure. But we can see Chris Moto and maybe Kennedy's guys there as well, taking that point. The Union, Senior Daz pushing up closer, kind of filling this arc that Cornwallis has started. So Union decapping B. So both sides taking losses. Next stage is breaking and then last stand. It'll be interesting, though, to see where these Confederates go. Let's see if we can hear them talking in game.
How's it going, fellas? But they got a bunch of guys on
Getting wiped all the time.
regiment on Canada.
Both kids, we're preparing to move out to take B.
Yeah.
Both kids, company. Both kids.
Luckily, the Harper's contention maps are a lot smaller than
Prepare. All right,
All right, let's move out, boys. We're moving out. Get your full kits.
We're moving out. Double
Yeah,
quick,
moving.
boys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Moving
man.
out.
Let's go.
Are you speak English, please?
Not gonna lie, the way he's talking and the way he's moving fits very well with each other.
We're going to A. Who gonna stop me? I'm going
Yes,
to A.
please, by all means, go.
Who gonna stop me? All right, company A, we're going to A. Goddamn right, Nate. Goddamn so correct.
Godspeed. Go to
All right, company A,
Hurry
come
up.
with me. Company A to A. We're going to company A to A.
So it looks like Viceroy is going to hit the center, and then Poppy's guys are going to go to the point A. Senior Daz guys fell back. Maybe they took too many hits. We may not know. We will probably never know. However, they did fall back. And I mean, Union is half morale stage ahead right now. They have 2 points compared to the Confederates 1. They're dealing ticket loss from the flags on top of ticket loss from kills. It looks like Kennedy is taking his guys. They're going to try to stop Poppy's engagement here on the A point. I mean, these men just have to delay the Confederates as long as possible so the flags can do their work. The B point kind of been abandoned here. I don't know where Chris Mo's guys got wiped, but they did. Confederates hit breaking. Next stage, last stand. So it looks like they're going to push this B point here.
Oh man, we're gonna get raped.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I saw that coming.
That volley only killed 2 or 3 people. A lot of those shots going over. At shorter distances, I don't know how far this is exactly, but I do know at shorter distances, bullets tend to rise up when they take the shot. So Cornwallis's guys kind of getting slowly but surely destroyed. It looks like Confederates have given up on the A point, just engaging with the B point here, neutralizing it, so both sides have 1 flag right now. And let's see this next volley here from these Union guys. Or are they just independent firing? Which I don't know why they'd be independent firing from this distance. They got a couple guys there.
Pick that flag up. Pick that flag up. Hurry up.
This is a fucking massacre
Pick
trying
the
to get this
flag up.
bitch up.
Come on, get up.
Get it out of here. Get that flag out of here, Bomb.
Go back behind.
Someone's got to raise his flag.
Get that
There you
flag
go.
out of here, Bomb.
Why are they still sitting on Hill? Where?
trying so hard to cap that point. So yeah, Cornwallis's guys fell back. The few that remained. And Kenny's guys pulling back to A. Point not being capped by CSA. Looks like they're sending a couple guys over now, but then they go.
Or someone needs to fucking shoot him. One of the two. Stand there and take
So the CSA has made no effort from C to push out yet. They're hunkering down pretty well, and right as I say that, it looks like they're starting to move out. Whether or not they're completely abandoning this position, that is to be seen, because both officers advancing out with all their men still standing here. So I do not know what is up with that. Point still not captured by the Confederates, so both sides have a flag pull up, so nobody's losing tickets.
No, we're going downhill. Change that. Scratch that. We're going down the hill. Come on, boy.
And they finally capture the point. So Union now getting a ticket loss here, and we can see the Confederates move out of C. Senior Daz, and I assume Cornwallis is either up at spawn or with this group, probably at spawn. But Union's collapsing on this B point, and Confederates now moving out as well. I don't know if Senior Daz moved his guys because the Confederates started moving, or because he moved and then they saw that and moved. But Confederates moving into reinforce, and it comes down to this middle point here. And it looks like Union's making a break for it, trying to get in before the Confederate team responds. And here they come. Chris Moto's guys over there not helping out at all. They're just sitting back shooting. Odds their team killing are increasing per every shot that we see here. And the points being decapped. Why aren't these guys coming over here?
Get your loads, boys. Get your loads.
They need to get up there.
Everybody got their kits? I'm up. Everybody got their kits?
They really need to get up here. And by up here, I mean 30 seconds ago. B has been neutralized, but here come the Confederate players from the C point now engaging, forcing Union down to breaking. If we look at the flags here, Confederates are going to overwhelm this. What is Chris Moto's guys doing? Why are they taking this roundabout way? I mean, more Union. This is probably Cornwallis's guys. You got Senior Daz, his respawns here. It looks like these guys are going in. Again, why aren't Chris Moto's guys going in? Their whole team is charging, and they are sitting back, letting their team lose. Good Rambo kill. No one's seen it yet. And I can understand why these guys aren't charging in. I wish they would, but Union taking a fair amount of casualties here. Again, why isn't this group going? Now they are going in 10 years late. Confederates camp the point. And now Senior Daz guys also going in, maybe seeing their friendlies going in. And they will eventually win the day in the end. But that's the thing, right? You see your friendlies charging in, you sit back and you're like, let me shoot. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You do have a doctor here from 5th Florida, but I mean, this server's, wow, it's full pop here. I mean, this is a Monday night. Kind of wild to see. Confederates, you mean Union. It's not, those are a bunch of Confederates. Artillery killing a few. But Confederates sitting out here. I mean, the ticket margin has definitely decreased. Why is there a Union guy? Oh, he must have died here. But I wonder what the Confederate thought process is if they're waiting for their friendlies to get up here. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of more. So, Union capture the B point. So they're up 2-1 right now. This point should be... Oh, it's in Confederate hands. You have a couple guys still defending this point out here. But Confederates are going to hit last stand soon. And that, I mean, unless Confederates can win a glorious charge and hold that B point for a while, I don't see this going up any other way. The Confederates almost down to last stand. Confederates should have gone earlier. Because now when they charge, they're going to hit last stand, and all the guys towards the end of that charge are going to die and not be able to get back into the game. So Union are going to win this in the end. Decently decisive, too. The big difference in this game was how they opened, right? Union went right away and captured all 3 points. And the Confederates lost half a morale stage before they could prevent it. And that's what decided the game ultimately. The rest of the game, fairly even, I will say. You do have some skirmishing happening on this front. This might force Confederates in the last stand.
Beat this guy.
Come on, boy.
I can't see it's on black and white.
So, the Confederates doing over here. They have enough guys to go cap the point. I don't know if they'll realize that. Confederates, again, shifting looks like more of their spawns getting over here. But by this point, it is too late. The beginning of this game decided the game. There we go. So all the Confederates you see on the field, that is it. Once they're dead, they're dead. They don't come back. And, I mean, this should be the game. The only way the Confederates can win is by capping all 3 points, which they're not going to do. Or somehow force the Union down a whole half morale stage. And then wipe their whole team. The thing is, though, right, is that the flag differential, because it's 2-1 right now in favor of Union. Union have AB, Confederates FC. The flag doesn't really affect the Confederacy anymore, because they basically have no tickets left. I mean, you just have some Confederate rambles going up here. I mean, the Confederates have lost the game. I don't see how they're going to win. I wish they would charge. Because there's no point. There's no shot they win this game. If we had like an ESPN probability predictor, it's at 0%. I guess 0.01%. Because there's always a chance, I guess. But I mean, Confederates are just wasting time.
Yeah, but
I wish they would charge. Fighting outside of maybe like, yeah. I think in these War of Rights matches, if there's no shot at winning the game this late into the game, just have some fun while you're at it. Charge in. Regardless, they want to sit and shoot because they think they can win this game. Which, unless, I mean, Confederates are going to have to. I mean, if we're really going to talk about it, right, it looks like they're moving the decap A. Not a lot of Union there, so they could do it. They'll be up 2-1. They'll be able to deal a whole ticket loss, or a little ticket loss through that flag. I don't know how much effect it's going to have, but
I forgot how the Gettysburg soundtrack goes.
Yeah, but just go around.
it's like Union team is starting to move out here.
Now we do this with
Get online.
rifles at the ready. Take aim. Targets front.
Take aim.
Just tight. Take aim.
Bring like a door.
Fire.
I wanna be the very
Reload.
best. They know.
And I kind of wish there was a way for spectators to see how many men were left on each team. However, that could create a liability. There already is a liability in public matches, in terms of fair play, because anyone can come hop in the game and start spectating the match, right? So you do see some groups do this in public matches where they'll have someone spectate a match and tell their officers on the field what to do. That doesn't happen all the time, right? But it does happen every once in a while. It doesn't happen in private events. So, just as, I guess that's the point for not having total amount of men showing. I mean, it's very dwindling. You can kind of see that. Union decapped the C point. They're going to cap it. If they... Do they have a flag? Yeah, they do. It's slowly going up. You can see that C kind of going light blue. If Union... I was going to say, if Union capped that point, I think they would just automatically win since it's on last stand. But now I don't think we're going to see that. Chris Mo is going to have to win this charge against Croy and Poppy. I mean, they never fully cap the point. Tell the flag bearer to get on the flag. Tell that flag bearer to get on the flag. Get on the flag. Get on the flag. That's the one part of Conquest I don't like, is the maps are so big, which is great. At the end of the rounds, when they're over, they get drawn out so very long. And I guess that's the point of capping all three flags, because, I mean, once the Union do it on both sides, the game should automatically end. There we go. There's C capped. And we're going to get the A point capped. Hopefully soon. I mean, they're having a little FBI sting operation on this house. But, yeah, this should end the round here in a moment. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Okay. I guess they got a counterattack. 3 minutes left in the counterattack, I guess. I mean, I thought the game ended automatically when they hit last stand. Maybe they took that out to prevent a last stand scenario. Maybe. But, I mean, this Union team charging out the last of the Confederate team, their artillery. I mean, that is the rest of their team. Who's leading this charge? Is Senior Daz. Don't run. No, don't run. Why are you running? Why are you running? I mean, this is just a slow, painful death that, for a team. I mean, literally, the thing about last stand is you need, like, I think 2 people left on the opposing team to end the round. And, I mean, you have a couple of Confederates out here still in spawn. So, regardless, this round will be over in 2 minutes. Oh, did they just team kill?
You killed my friend undeservingly.
They just killed the officer?
It's okay, I respect
that. So they're starting to take shots. I mean, I've been retaken. So it says the point has been retaken, that point, but it just means Union hasn't captured it. That's the big thing. I mean, can we see what the the chat is kind of interesting here. It said fight. I mean, the sentiment of people in text chat are of mine as well. It's like the round is over. A lot of people, I mean, most of the Confederate team, I mean, almost 100-some people here. 125 people are just sitting, waiting. And that is the end of the round. Good. I mean, good win. Union won because of what happened early on. Dominating win. But yeah, this is Conquest. We haven't really looked at a lot because it's not like a lot of events do it. But regardless of that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. We'll be doing a lot of public matches until I'm done with the semester for school, early May. But for now, we'll just get public matches in when we can, and events if I'm open at those times. But we'll see. Join the Discord, buy some merch, support us on Patreon, all in the description. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.